Hey guys, David White here. Today I'm using my podcast by HyperX mic. So I guess the sound is better from the last video. Um, so if you need to grab one, you can get one on AliExpress or on Amazon. I think I'll leave a link in the description for you. Today we would be doing something really interesting, and that would be presenting our work as a pro. So I'm just going to put it out here. Present your work like a pro. All right, so there is no perfect way or one way rather to present your work when posting it online or in your portfolio, but yeah, I would show you how I present my work. This is going to be quite a very short lengthy video because I'll try to cover up two sections of it. The first one, I didn't want to break this video into two. I wanted to combine it. So I'll be starting the first one with presenting a mobile view, so how you can post it online or post it in your portfolio. And also I'll be doing like a desktop view, how it also looks, how you can also go about presenting your dashboards or a desktop view. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, let's dive right into the first section. So the first section is the mobile view, and I'll just move this to the left, deselect this, and just bring both of this to this part. All right, so first thing I like to do after designing what I have here, so after designing, what I like to do is to go into frames, come to social media. So social media is checked, so click social media, and then you can pick Instagram post 180 by 180. So I do this for my presentations for online purpose. If I'm to present in my portfolio, I use the presentation category, and I use either 16 by 9 or 4 by 3. So for this purpose, I'll be using social media, and I'll choose Instagram post. So I'm going to make this, put it over here, shift 2 to zoom into it. And now what do I do at this point? I want to create a one pager presentation for this, but I'm going to create more for this. So to make this not to look so plain, like moving this in and changing the background color to this is cool, but in order to give it some kind of feel that looks more presentable and more catchy to the eyes, I would do something like this. So I'll take this, duplicate it. I've duplicated it, and I'm going to create like an array of auto layouts. So this is by 23. I'll just bring it in a bit, select both of them, add auto layouts. The spacing is 17. I want it to be 20 in between. Select this, and I'll duplicate it 5 times. 1 2 3, that's 5. So selecting all of this, I would bring this downwards, and then select both of them and apply another auto layout, 20 by 20. So the spacing is accurate. The spacing here and here is accurate, and Apple does this very well on their website. So with this, I'm now ready to present my work. So the next thing I would do would be to select this, and then I will move it into the frame. Yeah, so I'll move it into the frame. Sorry, I have more things on my board because this is like a YouTube tutorial section for me. So select it, and holding shift, I will flip it 30 degrees. This is 15. I will flip it some more, and now we have it at 30 degrees. You know what, I'll reduce this a bit so that we have more frames inside. Yeah, so this is more like it's just take this up a bit and then zoom into it. Yeah, so at this point I like to ungroup it because I'm going to bring in this other frame into this part. So I will ungroup all the auto layouts, and I've done that, so they are now single frames. Don't worry, there's nothing else you'll be doing with them. So selecting the background, I'm going to change the color over here. I have like a lot of design color styles because I use this for tutorials, so I didn't create one for this. But to create a color style, just select it, click this, and add a color style. So I would call this green. Yeah, all right. So with this, I would select all of this. That was a mistake, I was supposed to group them, but yeah, just select all of this and group them. Now I'm grouping them because I'm going to be performing a task on them one after the other. So selecting it, I'm going to come to this part where we have 100%, that's the opacity. Over here you can turn it on and off, so this is not selected as well. Group it, you can turn it off and on. So I'm going to reduce this to about 17 to 25%. Okay, so let's raise that up a bit. Yes, and now we're ready to bring this man into this. So bringing him in, you can just drop the frame anywhere and just center it vertically and horizontally. All right, and there we have it, guys. This is how I go about presenting my stuff when I want to rotate it this way. And then for this part, let me know if you want to see more on this presentation, and maybe send me something or a link that you'd want me to create a tutorial on, and I definitely will do that for you. So on this part, I'm done with the mobile. This is for the mobile view. And now, how do we present this uncle? All I need to do is move him aside first off, and then I'm going to grab from the presentation 16 by 19, putting this here. I'm going to pick a color from this composition. I'm going to pick this color and then bring this into the composition. Now, one thing I like to do is tell people what project is this. And so to do that, I'm going to grab this name, duplicate it. I'm going to set a layout grid. Columns, I'm going to make that 5 columns and 130 in margin. Let me do 150 margin. Yeah, this is not a design, so reduce the opacity, and this is basically what I want. I'm going to make this 2 count, and that is it. So I'm just going to ensure this laps on the grid, increase it a bit, and this is a Google this is a dashboard, like a management system. So it's like for a real estate that I created I think some months ago. So I'll bring in the text, and then I can type real estate. Sorry about that, my caps lock is on. So real estate management. You know what? I just put SaaS projects. All right, I'm going to increase this by 48, so this can go down. So reduce this, and I'll send this downwards actually with this. Just yeah, change this from semi-bold to medium, move it downwards a bit. You can bring your name here, UI designer. David White. I'm going to extend that and reduce it a bit to about, let's say 24. Yeah, somewhere around here. Change that to regular. And yeah, I would SAS project. You know what? I'll put the yay. Let's turn this off for now. See how it looks. Okay, this is beginning to pick shape. Yeah, so this is the first step that I'm going to take, and what I'll do next, let's change this to desktop. I don't like saying desktop. All right, so the next thing I'll do is to create some kind of angles for this, and which people ask me questions a lot. So duplicating this downwards, I would get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. I'm not creating like a case study, so don't expect so much. I would bring this to the center, centralize it at the top, check out where my margins are, and I would extend it to the margins. Now I would ensure that whatever I'm doing does not get into these margins, so I would create like some proximity between the borders. And now I have this, I would still create more. Now I would lap this at this point, delete this, select this, close this out, select that and duplicate it. Now I've duplicated it. All I need to do is, this is the new frame, this is the new frame, and this is the one I just duplicated. All I need to do is move this into the new frame, and it's going to look like it's one flow. Yeah, this is what people ask me a lot, and then I will continue with what I'm doing. So I have that as one flow, taking it that I'm going to be posting this on my Behance, so I'm going to have it divided in this manner. And over here I can create more of that. Now I only have to just bring this in, and at this point I'm going to twist it to some angles. Think same 30 degrees, and let's see what we have at this point. So we're going to have something at this point, and bear in mind, like, we're going to have details over here. So I don't like working with dummy text, but for this purpose I'll just bring this in and zoom this in, and just, you know, bring in some Lauren text to give it some kind of context, so it doesn't look so plain. So I'm just going to generate some paragraphs, and yeah, as expected. Okay, all right, so I have this. It's quite a lot, so I'll get rid of some. So to this point, let's say to that point, increase the line height. Yeah, yes, this is cool. So let's say this was problem. Shorten this and make this 36. Make it bold. Let's say this was the problem it had, and yeah, so I'm going to also do the same thing, duplicate this, move it to touch the base, and then I'll delete this. I don't need it. Delete this as well. I'm going to leave this. Okay, let me see where it stops. So let me take this upward, a bit more upward. Yeah, so I like it at that point. I'm going to move this downwards. You know what, let's go more. Okay. I'll close this in a bit. Now, like I said, there's no perfect way, so whichever way you want to do it, you're the boss. So move this into this. Yes, perfect. So with this, I'll duplicate this again, just like what we did, and just move it into this, bring it downwards. And there we have this. And yeah, as usual, send it down a bit. We have this would be more like a solution. I'm just adding text to give it some kind of context so that you kind of see how the flow is going, and I'm maintaining the background because I want the flow to seem like it's one when I upload it on my Behance. And so once I'm done with this, I like to create another kind of flow. This flow is going to be the turnaround. So I like to create something more like this. It's going to start from obviously this part. So I might have to send this to the center. I like to do this. I love this. I love presentations a lot. So I send this to the center. I move this out a bit so that we can see like the borders and everything. And I'm also still going to go with the flow. So reduce this a bit. Perfect. And I would still like probably call this wallet view or something. Wallet. So more like this card over here, but that's not wallet. So reduce this also, let it touch the base, and then I would duplicate this just like we've been doing it, then move it to this other side, and we can call this graph, you know, graph. I think I like that. And so with that, we can move this out a bit. Yeah, and yes, this is pretty much how I would present this. But the final one, which would show like it in one. So I would duplicate a final one, and I would spin this 0 degrees, or I think around 90 degrees would also do the same work. And then I probably would end it with this. So scale to Alt, move it in. You can centralize it using the alignment tools. And yeah, there's something I also do that creates more like an illusion that there are multiple dashboards. It's honestly very easy. So I think I would do that as the one here. So let me move this would be the last one. So I would spin this, let's see, I'll spin this 15 degrees here. I like it at 15 degrees. Duplicate, move this, scale it up a bit, and all I do here is to duplicate. I'll duplicate it, and the one down, I'll just move it downwards a bit. Yeah, and then I would reduce the opacity. That's all I do. Let's put that at 15%. Yeah, move this more downwards. And then the final one that I do is I'll duplicate this, move it downwards. It's on top of it. I'll move it downwards, and then I'm just going to give it like a stroke. The stroke will be black. Make it 2, change it to 100. I would close out all of this. Don't need them anymore. So I would do this. Honestly, this is what I would do. Present your work. So all of this inside here, I would group them and just hide them. So I don't need those things in there. So I'll hide them. Just move this in a bit upward, and that is pretty much all I'll do to create more like a more detailed presentation. And I can end it up with this, and then at the final part I like duplicate something like this to say like a thank you. So I could like, you know, bring this really up, move it in, duplicate it, bring it in a bit, reduce the size, duplicate it. Sorry about that. I'll reduce the size and just keep it somewhere around the center, somewhere around here. And then I'll create like another shape going downwards to create more like a drop shadow effect, but I won't be using the drop shadow. I don't like using the drop shadow, so it's downwards. I'll come to the effect and use the layer blur, come into this frosty icon and make that look like a blur. Don't worry, I'm going to change the color obviously. So I'll change the color, maybe pick something like this. You know what, let's change the background color to this. Yes, I think I'll end it with this. So select this, move it downwards a bit, and I'm going to change the color. I think let's do white, and white would be something around, no, just let's bring it downwards a bit, and then obviously reduce the opacity a bit. No, let's use this color and then bring it downwards somewhere around here, and then reduce the opacity to about 30%. And that's pretty much it. And if I copy this out, I will just say thank you for your time, something like this. I'll still maintain like my grid, and obviously this is going to be way bigger. This is going to be way bigger, and I'll just put it down here. Yes, thank you for your time. Okay, and that is that. You know what, let me create some kind of so doing this, all I need to do next is to join them, and I'll show you how they would show in my portfolio. So bringing this closer, I'll just do that quickly. All right, so let's take a stroll from the beginning, zoom this in, and let's go. So when you look at this in my portfolio, you probably would see it this way, and you wouldn't know I have actually cut things into different pieces to create more like a flow that gives you a better interaction. Sometimes I might add things like a line, so you can go up here if you want to do that. Grab the pen tool and just just draw like a line, and you can add like arrows to the end over here. um, you know it's not supposed to be on that end, so you can add arrows to it, increase the size of this, bring it down a bit. Yeah, so you can even add arrows, twisted arrows, whatever you want to do, pointing to a particular point on the design. Yeah, this is supposed to cut across this, so duplicate that. And which is this? So this one, sorry, let me find that right now. Which is this? And so name is 5, and this is in. Okay, so duplicate that, bring it here, and then put it in this one. Cool. So let's take a look from the beginning, and then I'll show you how I export. So from here, telling them what the project is about, going downwards and explaining certain things, spinning things around and trying to create like an illusion of some depth, and just going about explaining what you've done in your case study. And then yeah, this did not flow in, but yeah, no wala. So, and then you finally would show them like what it's going to look like, or what it's supposed to look like on a full screen, and finally just saying thank you to whoever is watching. And that is how I go about presenting my stuff in Figma. Very easy, and I make it look like it's one one stuff. Like, what I mean is, I make it look in my portfolio like it's just one presentation. So this is basically it. I wouldn't want to take much of your time. I'm going to go straight into showing you how to export, so stay on the video while I show you how to export. So to export is pretty much easy. So I like to export separately. I think the next video I'm going to do is how I will upload this to my Behance. So I like to export separately. I don't like to export like grouping things and exporting. What I mean is like coming over here, selecting everything, and then exporting them as one. No, I don't like to do that. I like to export separately. Even though I have like 50 frames or even more, I would export them as single frames. So to export, all you need to do is click on a frame, go to export. I use PNG, I don't like using JPEG, and then I will use 4x, and that gives me the quality that I want. And thumbs up to Figma. Figma is doing an amazing job for us designers. And once you have these settings, all you need to do is click export. If you want to add like a suffix, the name, then that's fine, but I will just click export, and you can see like a preview of even what you want to export. So whatever you click on, you will see a preview downwards. So all you need to do is go to PNG, go to 4x, and click export, and it's going to export just the way it should. All right, so guys, I would see you in the next video. Probably if you need the video for how I present or upload this stuff to my Behance channel, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll certainly do that for you. Yeah, if you've gotten to this point, thank you for watching. I would appreciate if you subscribe. That would really motivate me to bring out more videos, because I put out more videos when I hit like a new 100 subscribers on the channel. So it will motivate me to actually bring out more videos. And also, please like this video and drop a comment. Whatever video you want to see, please drop it in the comment section, and I'll certainly find the time to like bring it to you. Until I see you again, remember that I am rooting for you. Have a lovely weekend. Peace out.